I come back. So, a young life update. So, I'm currently in final year. Yeah! Today I checked. I have a countdown because I needed a countdown. I'll explain why. So today we have 122 days until I put the pen down and drop it and be like, that's it, that's done. This long career as a professional student is finally coming to an end. Boom, 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 boom. I'm looking forward to it. Honestly speaking, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like right now I'm using my reserve energy because thing is, medicine is quite long. Medicine has been quite long, and for me, being somebody who studied something else before and then came this side, it was even longer because, like, for me, I went straight from medical, so from high school, matric, I went to varsity, then I did those other years in those other degrees, finished them, and I went straight into medicine. So I've never really had any other experience outside being a student. So I went from a learner to a student. So I'm looking forward to a different phase in my life. That's why I wanted to come back when I'm already a doctor and I'm a different phase of my life. I'm at a different phase and then everything is different. But then I realized that there's so much more that I want to share with you guys, especially with this journey, especially with this last semester of medical school. I can't believe I'm at semester 12 of 12. You know what, when you're at semester 1, you're like, whew, this is gonna be so long, but you are so invested in the exciting journey that this is, especially because you've dreamt of it for such a long time, which is great because there's always something to look forward to in medical school. You go from excited that you're in, and then there's the dissection. It's fearful. You are fearful in the beginning, and then you get used to it, and then second it discombobulate you, and then you're like, oh, what am I gonna do? And then you look forward to like the clinical years, and then there's always something to look forward to. That's the beautiful part of it. And for me, this year has not always been very easy. So this last year, at the end of the year, like towards when I started SI, I decided that I'm going to do my final year in rural clinical school. I can't say the others, guys, so this is going to be very difficult to say the words. So yes, I decided to go to rural clinical schools. There's different sites that Stellenbosch has, and then the site that I was at was at Carleton, and then they sent 2 students there. And funny enough, I was not sent with a friend. I got sent with someone I had not worked with before. We didn't know each other until we got placed there together. So we were trying to know each other this year. So the other student decided to stay privately, so which was fine. And then I also stayed alone. So it was quite different. Like, it was quite different and also challenging because we had a working in like relationship. We got along, but we were not friends. And like we were just different people. Like she's extroverted, I'm very introverted, so we got along, we worked well together. But for me, I just felt like the town was a farm. Yeah, it was a very small town. I don't know, I grew up in a very small town, but once I got to Bloemfontein, I think I unleashed my real self. I feel like there's no small town person inside of me at all. Like, I belong in the city, so I was not coping like with like socially, especially with getting used to the place. So the hospital was great. I enjoyed being in the hospital so much. But I was missing Tigerberg. I was missing my friends, and the doctors were amazing at the hospitals, and I could do so much, and I was so excited because I could do a lot. I was very involved. I was seeing patients, I was doing procedures, everything was great. But I also then, like, you have to realize that in life, medicine is not the alpha and omega. We still coexist, like, we still have to exist outside the hospital. So whenever I was not at the hospital, I was like, okay, cool, what do I do now? What do I do with my life? What do I do? And I got to a point where I felt I was very lonely. and I was looking forward to the year to end. And for me, that was not a very good space to be in, especially because I feel that finally you need a lot of support. And I reflected a lot on my previous qualifications, and then I was like, when I was doing finally BSc, it was not like this. I enjoyed it. The challenges were there. I'm not expecting it to be easy, but not like this, man. Like, it's like there was just nothing, like something was not gelling correctly. And I spoke to like the program directors of rural school, and I told them, can I go back to Tigerberg? And there was another thing now, because I was 12 weeks into the program, and then they were like, well, because the programs are very different to the one in Tigerberg, then you'll have to do 12 weeks also next year if we measure back into the Tigerberg program. Then I was thinking to myself, oh no, I can't do that. I don't have 12 weeks next year to become a student. I need to be working. I'm old now. Like, I'm old. You can see the beard and everything. So that was that. And so then I was like, okay, cool, it's fine. I decided to not push too much into it. I held back a bit, and then I went back, I reflected, and then there was points whereby I would pray and say, God, can this year just end? Can I just see myself at the end of it? I feel like that was that was when I downloaded the countdown apps, because I wanted to see how many days it is to get out of this small town. And then I thought about it over and over again, and it was something that was really, really like something that I was really fixated on. And I used to visit Tigerberg a lot. The students at Tigerberg, sometimes they used to say, well, you shouldn't have went to rural school because you're always here. So because then what was the point of living if you are always here? And eventually when I decided that, okay, cool, it's fine, I'm ready to share, told my friends I was not coping, especially with the emotional side of things. I feel very lonely, I feel very isolated. And then we're like, okay, cool, what do I do now? Went back to therapy, so I was speaking to my psychologist again, because I needed just to, because I was even thinking that at this point I just want to take an academic break. But now my thing was, if I take a break now, I don't think I'll go back. I don't have any more years in me as a student. Quite honest, this is, like I said, this is the reserve tank. I'm on my reserve tank now. This is all I have to give. So then that was that. Then my psychologist asked me to write myself a letter on reminding myself why I started. Sure, I wrote that letter. I'm gonna read it for you guys like towards the end of the year. I feel like it was the one thing that put me back into the program to say, okay, cool, because when you reflect, it's so beautiful, because you are in the present, and then you look at yourself, and then you like, wow, like from behind, and you're like, wow, like the connected dots, and the dots connect, and then it's so great that you like everything that I prayed for, like everything that I had wished for and hoped for in the past led to this moment. And for me, that was so incredible. It made me even want to like stay and push on. So I did. Finished the first semester. One thing about me, I'll finish what I start. So I finished the first semester. Everything was great. And then but the feeling of wanting to leave Caledon was like reoccurring. I would sleep, I would think about it, and then eventually, like, there was this one evening, sure, I don't know, man. Like people sometimes are very skeptical. I don't know why I'm getting nervous now. People sometimes get very skeptical, especially when you tell them that God spoke to me. You're always like, what did he say? What do you mean? But for me, I feel that sometimes when you just listen, like when you listen, you will hear. So there was this one evening, I woke up and I was at peace, and I had dreamt of what I needed to do, and that dream gave me so much peace, and it was as if I knew exactly what I needed to do to make sure that the second half of my degree goes smoothly and I get to enjoy it. Because I used to pray about it. I would say, God, please, this is not how I imagined my final year to be. I didn't want it to be a year in which I'm just wanted to end. Yes, of course, we all want it to end because we are all tired, we are all overworked, but also we are at the point whereby we need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy the final stages. You need to be fully present in the moment. You need to be fully vested so that you enjoy this, because this is like one of those experiences that you cannot redo. I cannot redo this final year. After this, like a lot is going to change at the end of the year. My title is going to change forever, and I have to look back and be like, okay, this was the year. I can reflect on it and say I did 1, 2, 3. So I woke up that day and everything was so clear. I knew what to do. Typed in an email, told them, because there's difference, like I said, so much is difference that I was at Caledon. In an email, I explained to them that I'm feeling very isolated, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Can you please consider switching me to another site? And I was very specific which site I wanted. I wanted to come to Uppington because of my friends are in Uppington. And then for me, because the thing is, that's another thing. It's very important to have support, social support, your friends, people that you can cry with, you can enjoy the moment with, you can be crazy with in a hospital and all of those things, because it's quite difficult. The degree is emotionally taxing. There's a lot that we go through. So I sent an email, told them I want to switch to Uppington. I'm telling you, same day I got the response. They called me, we spoke on the phone, and then the program director was like, okay, cool, we hear you, you can move to Uppington. Like, the move was so swift and smooth. I expected resistance, but I did not get resistant. It was as if everything had to work the way it was supposed to. So cool, I went on holiday because it was the end of the semester. Went on holiday, my stuff got moved to Uppington, and I moved to Uppington as well. So this is my 3rd week in Uppington. And to be quite honest, this has been the best 3 weeks of this year. Doing surgery, we're finishing off surgery this week, and then I'm starting with ortho on Monday. I'm ticking things out of now, like done with each and every one of them. It's so nice. I feel like myself again. That's why I could come onto the camera and shoot, because I'm back. I'm back to my crazy self. I'm back to the happier person, the happier version of me. I'm so involved still, and you know what? I'm quite scared, of course, of what's gonna happen next year, because I feel so not ready for that phase. But I'm like, okay, no. One thing that I know is that God will equip you with everything that you need for each and every journey. Like every journey, like every phase is gonna be a learning opportunity. As an intern, we are there to learn. The responsibility is not that much on us. I have my top options of where I want to move, where I want to work, but definitely no small towns. Definitely belong in the city. So that's there's a lot of things that I want to share with you guys, especially this year. That's why I had to come back. That's why I was like, okay, I need to document these moments, because I was even looking at my old videos and I saw them. I was like, you know, my face has changed so much from those first videos that I made when I was 2nd year to now. I'm like, you know, growing up though, like my face has changed as well. Now this beard, that kid had beard as well. Just like, how to take off your beard? I need to go look at that video and see how to take care of this beard, because my beard's all over the place right now. It's a mess. But anyhow, thank you guys for tuning in. So there's a lot to share with this year. We're gonna start applying for posts soon. Looking forward to that. Gonna take you guys with me through that experience, that terrifying experience. You guys will probably help me decide which hospitals to consider and put. I only have we have to give them 5 options. I only have 2 options. My number 1 and number 2. Oh, that's load shedding. Okay, at least I've got a ring light is still on. So yeah, so we have 2 options, and then no, I have 2 options. I have to get on 5, so I don't know which other 3 to put. So there's that. And what else I wanted to say? And then we have the final year dance. Yay! So that is something I'm also looking forward to. And then we've got graduation coming and oath taking all this year in December. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going to end this video right here. If you guys enjoyed, give it a massive thumbs up. Please, if you have any video requests, this is your time to put in those requests, because next year, why am I speaking like this today? Because next year, this channel is taking a completely different projection, whatever, different, like route. It's just going in a different direction, because I feel like I've made so many videos of how to get into medicine that now we're going to do other things, because I know which content I enjoy consuming onto the internet. So that's the type of content I'm gonna create also, because I want to create something I enjoy watching. I mean, I don't really enjoy watching about how to get into medicine because I'm already inside. But if that's what you guys still want me to answer, because I've seen a lot of questions, and then sometimes I feel like, okay, cool, this question can be answered by another video that I made. So I just respond there and say like, okay, watch these other videos. And then sometimes I'm like, okay, that's good. Okay, let me just right there type in the answer there. But sometimes you don't get to see all the messages. So yeah, I've been speaking for 15 minutes now. This is quite long. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Until the next videos, remember, leave your video request so that I can do those videos this year before we change directions and projections. Guys, I've got pink eyes naturally, so this is terrible. Anyway, don't see.